It all begins with Fergie. That's where it starts. Sir Alex Ferguson, perhaps the greatest Premier League manager of all time. Maybe should have won a few more Champions Leagues. But look, Ferguson completely owned and totally made the EPL his H. You know what I mean by that. And you know, he was. People will say that he's definitely one of the greatest managers of all time. And once a person who has spent so long at a club and has had such incredible, unrivaled success at a club, it's going to always be very hard when he actually leaves. So Ferguson leaves 2013, and then he hires in and brings in David Moyes, who was cherry-picked because, you know, David Moyes, Ferguson, Scottish. Yeah. So David Moyes coming in, it was an iffy season, and it was a up and down here and there. They brought in Kagawa, brought in different players coming in. I think Fafaledi was somewhat in there. It didn't end really good. They didn't finish in the top four, and David Moyes was given his marching orders because he was obviously seen as not being up to Manchester United standard. I will still say to this day, people disagree with me, I feel that David Moyes should have at least been given a summer and given it more time to try and steady the ship that Ferguson had run for over 20 years. But let's just move on from there because Moyes isn't the issue. Moyes isn't the issue. Now, a lot of the blame has been centered on your boy, Ed Woodward. You know, the man in charge of the ins and outs, player acquisition, manager acquisition, and so forth. You know, he was a man that was brought in by the Glazers because he helped the Glazers in their takeover in 2005. So the Glazers obviously forming a strong bond with Ed Woodward. They said, you know what, Woodward, you're good at finances. Heck, I think you're good at football as well. Keep us in the black, keep us competitive, keep us in the black, and you're good. We'll get back to that. So Woodward was in charge, and then we saw the introduction of a Louis van Gaal, the introduction of a Jose Mourinho, two top managers. I don't care what anyone says, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho are two incredibly amazing managers that any club would want. But again, it didn't work out, you know, and you have to look at the stats there because, you know, when we chat Mourinho, Van Gaal, you bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, this is where the numbers are pretty scary. Since Fergie retired, 2013, Manchester United have finished in the top four twice. And in that time since Fergie has retired, £850 million sterling has been spent on transfers. So you say to yourselves, where did it all go wrong? How could you spend so much money and not build a team that is good enough to defeat Burnley at the crib? Woodward. It's his fault. Player acquisition. He doesn't understand football. He's a financier. He's a money man. All he understands are numbers. He doesn't understand how to go out and scout the right kinds of players in the way that a Jurgen Klopp does. Hence why he has built such an amazing empire with Liverpool. The issue since Ed Woodward, you can't teach a cat to bark. You can't teach a dog to purr. You just can't. You know, so people are chastising Ed Woodward for something that he doesn't have a clue how to do. The focus should be on the Glazers. The Glazers are the ones who hired him, and the Glazers are the ones who are happy to keep him in his role because despite Manchester United being bricks on the field, they are tier one off the field because the brand is as healthy as it's ever been and they're maintaining and they're in the black. So for the Glazers, it's like the finances are good. Numbers are good. Who cares whether we're losing or looking bad on the pitch? The numbers are good, so we're good. So we don't need to change anything. Short term, the Glazers, you're right. You're right, short term. But you have to play the long game. What is Manchester United? Why is the brand so powerful? Why does the brand have so much respect? Because that brand means winning. That brand means sporting excellence. And that brand that was pretty much made to be so profitable by Ferguson was built upon winning. So the more and more Manchester United lose, the more and more times they spend outside of the Champions League, the more and more times they spend outside of the top four, slowly and surely that brand will start to diminish slowly and slowly. So for the Glazers, in the short term, it may be great now because you are still living off the fumes and the residue of what Ferguson built. But in the long term, when people now look at that brand, they'll be like, oh my gosh, that brand is no longer associated with winning. Because globally and people around the world will now say, wait a minute, they're not winning anymore. I'm not going to buy that jersey. I'm not going to buy the tickets to that friendly in my own neighborhood as well, because the brand no longer is no longer the kind of brand that I supported. It's no longer a brand that I recognize. And it is a very similar thing to AC Milan, because back in the day, AC Milan in the 80s, in the 90s, and 2000s were seen as European excellence. So AC Milan were not only a domestic Italian excellence, they were a European superpower that was feared in Europe. Now they're captained by Abate. Man United and the Glazers, be very careful. No empire is too great not to fall. The ancient Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, the Abyssinians, every single huge, amazing empire has fallen. And don't think that you're not too big to fall. So if the Glazers don't get back to winning on the pitch, you will start losing off the pitch. And it is very, very important for Man United to right that wrong. Become a Football Hut member and gain access to cool emojis on the live streams and get access to new YouTube content by clicking the join button here. And to view that new content, head over to the YouTube channel homepage and click on the community tab over here.